Hey guys, Tyzer here, and I'm back with somebody you may not have seen in quite some time. You might want to go and introduce yourself again.
I am Times Rhymes, also known by Sean. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been over 6 months since I actually uploaded my last Let's Play video, and I still have to upload the very last cutscene to Halo 3 ODST in order to actually finish the game. And then it's been about, I can't believe it, but it's been about a month or a month and a half since I uploaded my last commentary, thanks to Tyzer for capturing the footage there. And
Seriously?
yeah,
It's been a month?
I think so, because you went away for a couple weeks doing some things and having some fun times.
Oh yeah.
And oh man,
Damn, it's...
I miss it so much. I miss making commentaries and just talking to my subs and all that.
Yeah. Wow.
So how you been, man?
Oh, it's been good, it's been good. Gradually building on through YouTube and that, and this great audience who may or may not show themselves in the comments once in a while, but yeah, it's been good. Hopefully this should spark some interest again.
Yeah, man, yeah, totally. So, the purpose of this video, or maybe two, because we have two different subjects, but what is it? Halo 4 first, and then Xbox One versus PS4 and such?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. So basically, for those who aren't used to this or maybe new to our channels, basically, back in the past we used to just sort of hop on and get big discussions going about all sorts of random stuff.
Indeed, indeed.
It went down some very dark alleyways, but yeah, we're going to be quite focused today on two topics. So first of all, we had the Halo 4 weapon tune update while we were sort of out of contact, and that's really changed the balance. What do you think about it?
Well, this weapon tuning update has happened. What is it? A month or so, or a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah.
I tried it, and I had fun on the smaller maps, or well, not smaller maps, excuse me. I had fun on the bigger maps because the base movement was quicker. I don't know what it was bumped up to, and then what is it? The BR is 4-shot now.
Yeah.
Or like in a Halo 3. I had fun in those bigger maps, but when it comes to smaller, it's just too fast paced for me.
Yeah.
And and we went in depth on this in one of our other commentary or dual comms together, but to be honest, I just don't think it works with the Halo Reach engine. Halo 4 uses a modified Reach engine, and I just don't think Halo is meant to be that. I just haven't had fun personally for a long time on Halo 4, and I'm sort of tired of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if I leave it for a few days and I go back onto it, I can enjoy it, but I think there's something about if you just try and play it over and over again, there's something it doesn't quite click. I do like my satisfying 4-shot BR though, because I've used that since launch, so that's been a bit rewarding to have that bumped up.
I've used BRs since launch as well, when it was 5-shot, but
Yeah.
nowadays I can't record my own footage like I said earlier, but when I do get on Halo 4, I can have fun for really only 1 or 2 matches, and then I get bored right away.
No, go on.
Go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say, it depends on the players as well, because I found that since this update, you've had an influx of a very different sort of species of player. From speaking to people who've been playing as well, it seems to be the term is BR spammers. It's a very different species of player. You've got people like, say, myself and you, who will actually aim with the BR. They'll try and get that 4-shot. They will try for that, and that's it. And then there's others who will do, as I described it to them, is... Do you know back in previous Halos where you used to be able to almost fan the Spartan laser and maybe hit 2 or 3 people with it at times?
Yeah, yeah.
It seems to be that these BR spams will be the ones who will just keep shooting, not go for that 4-shot, and do this whole fanning thing and try and get multiple hits from those 3 bullets rather than trying to keep them all directly at that person.
It's hard to say, but the game, and the way that the game is, and the way that I know I'm using the word engine a lot, but the way the engine allows the weapons to be fired and everything, the way it's built, it really allows for that. To me, in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily allow for as much skill as prior Halos, and there were some cheap things going on in prior Halos as well, but you really, really had to pay attention in prior Halos.
Yeah.
And now you can just really spam. And I said in one of my other videos, what is it? I think it was called "What If Bungie Made Halo 4?"
Yeah.
And that one still gets a lot of comments, surprisingly, and that was released over 7 months ago, maybe. But it still gets well, not a lot of comments, but it gets frequent comments even now. So, but I said in there that I was a Halo fan more than a Bungie fan.
Yeah.
And while I think I'm going to do a 180 here, and while I appreciate the Halo story, and I love what they did with the story, although some people say that it's cheap and that
Yeah.
it's not it's cheap from Bungie games, I think I'm more of a Bungie fan. I mean, there's still, even though Reach wasn't widely accepted amongst the Halo fans, there's still something about Reach that says it's a Bungie Halo game and that it's a Halo game, and 4 just doesn't have that feel for me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, with just going down the side route quickly, with the Halo 4 campaign, I think that was absolutely fantastic. I seem to be one of the few. The depth of the story details they went into, all the wider Halo fiction, people saying, "Oh no, it's a terrible story." No, it's a deeper story. You just need to think about it a bit more.
I agree.
But and then you move on to Reach, and again, that was one that I really enjoyed story-wise, and the multiplayer has been some of the funnest I've had. But there is that sort of feel. You can definitely tell that it's a Bungie game. I see what you mean. I don't know what it is, but yeah, there's something about it.
And I'm gonna go to the Bungie's newest game for a second, and then we can go back to Halo. But you can obviously give your thoughts. When it comes to Destiny, artistically, it does look similar to Halo. I mean, when Van Gogh made a painting, in every one of his paintings, you knew it was Van Gogh because it was his artistic expression. So there are definitely similarities in the background of Destiny, or the way the player holds their weapon, the way the player moves. There's definitely similarities to Halo, at least Bungie's Halos. But in gameplay wise, it actually looks like Halo mixed with Borderlands to me. But it just has that Bungie magic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something about it. Like just the I think there's something about just the attitude they have towards it. Where some companies are very serious about it, they get very overly serious. But Bungie almost know to sort of look at their games, look at themselves and laugh. I remember back at E3 when they had their present. I think no, it wasn't E3. Maybe it was E3 when they did one of their Destiny presentations. There was the 4 of them, and they just kind of had their hands down by their sides. And people picked up on that, and they started making jokes, and they didn't know what to do with their hands. And then a few days or weeks later down the line, they got the whole studio together for a group shot of them all with their hands in the same position.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. It really sort of, there's something very Bungie about it, and it feels almost homely.
And I'm not trying to belittle 343's efforts at all, because it takes a lot of effort to make a game. John Carmack recently at QuakeCon, he even admitted nowadays games are so difficult that, and I'm paraphrasing here, but games are so difficult to develop that not one person could be, knowledgeable in all subjects that it takes to build a game. You have to have a team. So when it comes to 343, it did take a lot of work to make Halo 4, but in that aspect, I can respect them, but it just doesn't feel like Halo to me, and I've grown completely bored of Halo 4.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I see what you mean. It's like, I mean, I think I have a bit more confidence about this upcoming Halo, whichever one they're making now, which looks rather interesting. Mainly because even though we do see that there are faults with Halo 4, but I think part of it's down to the fact that they had their odds stacked against them, and props to them for that. But the fact that they had to build their own teams, they didn't have a pre-existing team. They had to build that from scratch from day one of Halo 4's production. Very much so in the way that Bungie did it with Combat Evolved. They started with a group of about 3 or 4, I believe. Oh no, that wasn't Combat Evolved, but back when they made their first games. And they've had to build their own team and pick up from such a prestigious platform with where Bungie left it off. So, yeah, I'm more confident about this upcoming Halo. I do see the issues with it, and it does seem to have grown tiresome, but I think it might get better in the sense, because there's been a bit of a lull recently with Halo 4 since the weapon update, which was very hyped up, and since all the DLCs have been through. There's been a bit of a lull. Nothing exciting's happened, but it all seemed to happen at once. You had Spartan Ops finished, the final DLC came out, the weapon update came out, and that was it. Nothing happened.
Indeed.
But since then, you've had the the global championship, which I personally haven't been involved with whatsoever, but it seems to have brought a lot of players in. And now the newly announced Champions bundle, which I think might bring things in, bring things into its own a bit more and wake up the game a bit more. Especially, have you heard about it?
The Champions bundle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it when I'm in the menus on Halo, and then I go to Halo Waypoint every now and again.
Yeah.
But, so I've read on it.
Yeah, it looks really good. And the fact that they're bringing back the pit, I think that could really help my enthusiasm, seeing as that's my all-time favourite Halo map. So, yeah.
The pit, I just don't think anything's going to work on the Halo Reach engine.
It will be a very different playstyle. I can agree there.
It's definitely not. It's just for me. It's pretty much aesthetics. Of course, it's going to look like the pit from Halo 3.
Yeah.
But it's just aesthetics. It's still gonna play like Halo 4.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the same for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's something about the way I enjoy games is that I like things to be fresh. It's not so much the gameplay, it's the way that they've presented the gameplay. When they don't do something to the game after a particular period of time, I lose interest, hence why games that I've played in the past with little DLC or little changes have really seen the light of day for me anymore. But when they bring new things in, it piques my interest for a bit more, and then I drift off and I just pop in every now and again, sort of thing.
No, I can understand that. Now, if I can ask you a question about Halo for Xbox One, do you think this is Halo 5? They haven't really been they haven't confirmed that it's Halo 5, but then I believe they have confirmed that you play as Master Chief. So is it Halo 4.5 and not a full Halo 5, or is it in between the Halo 4 and 5? You know what I mean?
That's a very good question.
Or are they starting, since they really just abandoned the trilogy and now are calling it a saga, is it really just trying to start Halo anew because they knew Halo 4 wasn't really highly accepted amongst the Halo community? So are they just trying to call it Halo and start new? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I wish I had an answer right now. I really do. There's been so much discussion about what it really is, because all we've seen so far is the fact that it's Master Chief, it's a Halo game for the Xbox One, 60 frames per second and dedicated servers. So we know there's multiplayer in there.
Yeah.
And obviously we know Master Chief's there. We know that some sort of Forerunner artifact's there. I'm just going to put a little spoiler warning in now. Anyone who hasn't played the Halo 4 campaign by this point, maybe don't want to listen for about the next 5 minutes in case we delve into any story details or anything. We know there's a Forerunner structure of some sort, and it's also got the same sort of lighting as all the Didact stuff had from Halo 4. So I didn't think the Didact was ever dead at the end of Halo 4, so I think this is probably something to do with him.
Yeah, totally.
It's very, very interesting, and the whole Cortana chip thing as well. That I think they're going for a much darker Halo.
There is a motorcycle going outside my place right now. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a darker story. I just don't know if it's Halo 5 or if they're just starting new again.
Yeah, I think what they want to do is try and. Part of me wants to say it's a side game, but I don't think they'd feel right themselves doing a Master Chief side game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been rumours to suggest that there's going to be Halo 4, which is bringing the story back in with Master Chief. Then Halo 5 is a very much darker Halo, and then Halo 6 is obviously going to be the round or offer, which is going to be great and everything.